All right, well, with the introduction of GST 2.0 and the onset of the festive season has made September a crucial month for India's automobile market. With GST 2.0 coming into play, we have seen a surge in Maruti Suzuki with 189,000 units being sold. The company's exports were the standout, hitting an all-time high of 42,000 units, up 52% from a year ago. The headline grabber of the month, though, was Tata Motors. The homegrown giant recorded its best ever monthly performance with 60,000 cars sold, surging 47% year on year. Leading the charge was the Nexon, with registered more than 22,500 units, the highest ever monthly sales for any single Tata model. EV sales nearly doubled to 9,000 units and CNG models scaled past 17,800 units. Hyundai Motor India had a strong month as well, posting 70,000 units, up 10% from last year. Domestic sales stood at 51,000 units. Well, so the question is GST 2.0 boosting the customer sentiment, and was that a great thing to do by the government? We'll get some expert opinion on that. Dr. Sharad Kohli, senior economist, is with us on the program. Dr. Kohli, I'll begin with you, sir. So is this something that you expected once the GST was revised? Of course, a number of car manufacturers had put it out through advertisements and various sources on social media as well, advertising how the consumers would be saving because of GST 2.0, and what a move it has been for the economy as well as the consumer.
Good evening, Vineet, and good evening to NewsX viewers. Indeed, this has been a double bonanza because festive season anyway, typically if you see for car sales, automobile sales, and some of the white goods sales, festive season is the best season. I mean, the largest chunk of sale as a quarter is recorded in this quarter, which is the Diwali to Christmas kind of a quarter. So that was anyway there. I mean, people wait for Diwali, getting your home painted, buying a new car, buying a television. They say, let's postpone, we'll get it on Diwali. That's been the tradition in India. Now, coupled with that, I think this proved to be a catalyst. On top of that, if you're getting a discount, so the second catalyst, the companies offer a usual festive discount. They wait for the whole year and then they make sure to boost their sales, they give you a discount. And then the third and very important factor, as you rightly said, was the GST. Because now customers going to these car showrooms, I spoke to a dealer of Suzuki and Hyundai. He told me their first question is, how much is your festive discount? How much is your Diwali discount? How much is the otherwise, sometimes they have to clear their inventory, so they offer a discount. How much is that inventory clearance discount? And then how much is the GST discount? I found the customers to be so discreet. They wanted a breakup so that the dealers are not able to camouflage, the festive discounts in GST and vice versa. So they wanted to be very discreet, and literally the dealerships were very clear. If there was a discount of, let's say, 50,000 on a car, they said X amount is because of the festive, X amount is because there is a clearance, which is being done for the stock or probably a new model coming, whatever, And then they said this much is because of the GST, because from 28% for cars below 1500cc diesel and 1200cc petrol have gone down by 10%. So effectively that means the GST which you add goes down by 10%, which is a very substantial amount. In fact, an off-the-cuff calculation says that a discount of anything from on a very small car to from 15 to 20,000 goes right up to more than 1 lakh on bigger cars. And let's also not forget, Vineet, the luxury segment. Surprisingly, a lot of people ruled out luxury segment from the point of view of discount, but a Range Rover Defender, which is supposed to be a very hot car in demand, actually saw the prices going down because 52% was what they were paying when the rate was 28% plus a cess of another 25%. Now the rates are down to 40%. There's no cess. So effectively, some of the luxurious cars, the prices have come down. I think it's been absolutely a bonanza, as Prime Minister rightly said from the ramparts of Red Fort, that Diwali is going to come early. Diwali is really going to be a very special Diwali. This is indeed a very special Diwali. And to top it up, Vineet, is the discount that the savings that they are making, which is being called by the government as GST Bachat Utsav, in their regular spendings in the month. Because any average family is spending about, let's say, 20,000 to 30,000. I'm talking of a middle-class family, somebody having a salary of 50,000 rupees. I want to address the masses through your show. So anybody having salary of 50,000, typically they spend about 15 to 20,000 rupees on groceries, which includes your kitchen, your toiletries, and some of the other stuff. They saved 10%, because the 12% was knocked off. A lot of items went from 12, 99% of the item went from 12 to 5. Then from 28 to 18 was 90% of the items. So I calculated the savings were about 10%. So if you're paying 20,000 for your grocery bill in a month, it came down to 18,000. So add to that. So apart from what you saved in buying a car or buying a refrigerator, buying a television, buying a washing machine, whatever you needed for the house, that coming down, on top of it, your regular savings, because these are regular expenses, groceries has to be done every month. So I think in all, this has actually been a GST Bachat Utsav. But what perplexes me sometimes is some people do not appreciate, which is why government has launched this awareness program. You must be seeing on a lot of media platform, government is giving ads, GST Bachat, so that, when you save, you don't talk about it. But the moment you spend 2% extra, you start talking about it. We are more, we get carried away towards negativity, something which is not very favorable. That becomes a news. But something which is favorable rarely becomes a news. So there is a reason to talk about it. I'm glad you're talking about it, because we are in the middle of festive season now. From Dussehra to Diwali is one of the peak times. And I think the savings being made are massive. I would suggest the people who are watching us right now, that please save that amount. And on your social media handles of NewsX, Vineet, I would personally, as an economist, would like to know how much savings did you make. And it's a very easy way to calculate. All you need to do is to be knowing the previous price, which obviously the dealer or the shopkeeper will tell you, and the latest price. Calculate your monthly bill, calculate the amount you saved on the car, on the washing machine, air conditioner, whatever, and list it out, put it on social media handles so that people become aware, because not everybody is very, very calculation savvy. So they don't bother. I was asking somebody, they said, हाँ, बच रहा होगा, कुछ तो बचा होगा. So the very vague statements are coming from people. I'm glad this awareness campaign is running. It's very sad, Vineet. You come from a very strong media background. So I would like to make a comment here. It's not to you, but in general, that positive news do not get mileage, traction. Whereas something which is negative, if petrol prices tomorrow go up by 1 rupee, or if your air conditioner or car becomes expensive by 15,000, there'll be a headline news that aapka television mehenga hua, and all that. So I want that this positive campaign should also run, and people should comment in the social media as to what did they save in a month, Vineet.
That you're very right, Dr. Kohli. Always bringing in a novel perspective to our debates. And Dr. Kohli, what does this also mean, for the overall economy? I don't mean to be a wet blanket like they say, but considering the fact that this was, duly announced after those tariffs were imposed on India, it had to have some meaning, right? It had to give some sort of an impetus to the economy. How do you look at that particular factor?
Well, the step was taken, as they say in English, make hay when the sun shines. So the economy was already growing at 7.8%. The last recorded number was 7.8% of the GDP, as far as the GDP is concerned. Now, somebody asked me that what was the need to bring us this GST reform at a time when your economy is already going great guns. So 7.8% is a very, very catchy rate, and you want to, so I call it as make hay when the sun shines, that when the economy is doing well, the propensity to spend, the propensity to earn, with unemployment rate down to 5.3%. And a very interesting piece of data which will answer your question, Vineet. CIT, India's largest traders association, which has got close to 6.7 to 6.8 crore members across the country. They said that across India, this GST saving is going to bring in additional business of 4.75 lakh crores. Please note down this number, 4.75. Only Delhi will be 75,000 crores, because Delhi is a very spendy kind of a city, a lot of people, and a lot of the per capita income in Delhi is more. So obviously people spend more. So with 4.75 lakh crore of extra business, my own calculation says, although some of the honorable ministers have also commented different numbers, but I have my own economic research team. They tell me that 2 to 3 lakh crores is likely to be added. A conservative estimate given by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman was 2 lakh crore. But my calculation says this can easily go up to 3 lakh crores by the new year or Christmas, by that week. I am expecting about 3 lakh crores of addition to the GDP. Now, there's a difference between what I said earlier. 4.75 lakhs is the additional business being done by the traders, but that is not the accretion to the, because there is a value addition which we take in GDP. The GDP addition is likely to be 2 to 3 lakh crores, which is a fairly decent amount just coming out from GST. Add to this a good monsoon. Add to this the income tax rebate of 12 lakh rupees, which is prevailing in the current year, which is going to bring down your taxes. Prime Minister said income tax and GST combined together would put 2.5 lakh crores in the pockets of people. Add to this Reserve Bank of India rate cut, the front loading of 50 basis point. So I think it's and a good monsoon. So I think all combined together, this is a recipe which is totally the opposite of what's happening in America or what's happening in Europe, or for that matter, what's happening across the world, Vineet.
Dr. Kohli, which all other areas do you think that this GST revision is likely to impact? There is so much being talked when it comes to gold and silver prices. How are you placed on that? Is this something which is likely to penetrate every aspect of our commercial as well as our consumer life?
No, you see, the way Indians spend, various stratas of the society, you have the rural population. We have certain people below poverty line as well. We are not done away with poverty yet. Otherwise, we would have not have 2047. We would have been Viksit by now. Then we have the neo middle class, the 25 crore people who come out of the multi-dimensional poverty index. Then we have the middle class, which is huge, which is about 45 odd crores. I'm leaving out the neo middle class. If you combine them, we are about 70 crores. And then, of course, we have a handful of elite class, the Hurons, M3M, Hurons rich list and so on. So let me leave them out for a moment. But we see the pattern of spending, Vineet, in each of these classes is different. The lower you go in terms of income groups, more spending is on food, more spending is on survival. Whereas when you move forward, when you move higher up, you find that those people spend on other comfort items, luxury items. As far as gold is concerned, Vineet, I think gold is going to continue to rise because the factors which are contributing to gold price still are very much active. Russia-Ukraine war doesn't seem to be ending. Some peace proposal has been laid, but it is laced with threats from President Donald Trump every other day. Return the hostages or this and that. So, although Prime Minister Modi has appreciated the peace plan, if it happens, peace should be welcome at any level. That's fine. But then the war has not ended, and I don't consider this as a very, very big war unless it escalates into a Middle East full-blown war. But Russia-Ukraine for me is a very big factor because if you see the Baltic countries, Denmark, Finland, Sweden, Norway, the tension on the Russian border vis-a-vis Europe is at its peak right now. Drone exercises going on vis-a-vis NATO and Russia. They are trying to provoke each other. So I think as of now, gold, I really don't see that. And coupled with that, the Trump tantrums, why should we forget that? He's contributed in a big way for the people. So the good thing he's done is that people who made money on gold, they can attribute a large part of their profits to President Donald Trump. I think they can easily give away that profit to him. I won't be surprised if he asks people that, give me some of your gold profits because, it's because of my tantrums and so on and so forth. But that, and combined with that, the falling Fed rates, every time the Fed rates fall, gold rises. So all these, and why should we forget, Vineet, a massive buying by central banks around the world. The gold reserve of America right now is 8,500 metric tons. India has about 870 odd metric tons. China has about 3,000. Germany has about 3,000. I think the central banks are recklessly buying gold because they feel that gold is the next currency. With dollar fading out, thanks to President, you know what I mean. The dollar may lose its dadagiri, as they say. So de-dollarization may get accelerated from here, which is contributing to gold because there is nothing after dollar. And, countries are selling their treasury investments and buying gold instead, which means they are foreseeing something which probably a common man is not able to foresee. So they say you should learn from what others are doing, and especially these large institutions. You see the forecast of Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, although we hear different kind of comments, because some people who missed the bus to buy gold, they will put those videos on social media, gold dharam, because they wanted to come down. But unless these reasons get overturned, I really don't think gold is going to come down. GST on gold remains the same at 3% with no change, Vineet.
Dr. Kohli, always a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for that in-depth analysis. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, my colleagues have filed ground reports from different parts of the nation. Let's have a look.
GST cut has surprised the people all over the country because this is something which people were not expecting. And biggest change which has happened after the GST cut that happened in the automobile sector, and that is the reason that even on Sunday, people, they are reaching the showroom over here to get the delivery of their favorite car. And you can see that this is one of a family who have bought this car from a Maruti dealership here in the Jammu. I'll try to speak to the family member. Ma'am, कैसा लग रहा है? गाड़ी आपने आज खरीद ली है,
बहुत बढ़िया।
क्या प्लान कर रहे थे? अचानक जीएसटी कम हुआ तब लेना सोचा कि जल्दी जल्दी ले लें या क्या?
नहीं, बस ये माइंड बना लिया कि बस लेनी है। जीएसटी का तो कोई चक्कर ही नहीं था।
तो कितना जीएसटी के कारण कितने रेट का फर्क पड़ा आपकी गाड़ी को?
वो तो बेटे को ज़्यादा नॉलेज होगी, मेरे को तो इतनी पता नहीं है।
ठीक है, थैंक यू। आपको बता दूं, देर आर नंबर ऑफ व्हीकल विच बेसिकली मारुति सेल्स, एंड स्पेशली आफ्टर द जीएसटी कट आई एम टोल्ड दैट फ्रॉम 1 lakh to 1.5 lakh, change has happened over here. And we have with us general manager of the Maruti dealership here in Jammu. सर, आपसे जानना चाहूँगा, मैं देख रहा हूँ संडे को भी आपकी टीम और लोग जो हैं वो लगे हुए हैं, कितना बदलाव आया है छोटे सेगमेंट से लेकर अपर सेगमेंट तक आपकी गाड़ियों में?
देखिए सर, बदलाव तो बहुत आया हुआ है। एक्चुअली जो प्राइस प्री कोविड टाइम पे जो प्राइसेस मारुति के हुआ करते थे वही इस टाइम पे अवेलेबल हुए हैं। जीएसटी के साथ साथ मारुति के भी प्राइसेस बहुत कट हुए हैं, और उसके लिहाज से कि जो कस्टमर के बेनिफिट के लिए कंपनी ने बहुत कुछ, मतलब कि कस्टमर की बेनिफिट के लिए बहुत कंपनी ने बहुत कुछ, मतलब
डबल बोनेंजा की लाइक एक तो फेस्टिवल और दूसरा जीएसटी कट।
यस, तो वो कस्टमर को इस फेस्टिव के, मतलब कि जैसे ये फेस्टिव सीजन चल रहा है तो कस्टमर के लिए बहुत सारा बेनिफिट हो रहा है।
ये जैसे ये गाड़ी है स्विफ्ट, ये इस पे कितना बदलाव आया, कितना चेंज हुआ है?
बहुत चेंजेस आए हैं इसमें भी, मतलब कि अप टू मोस्ट प्रॉब्लम, मतलब अगर हम सोचेंगे तो मतलब पूरे उसमें 1 लाख से अबव के ही जो प्राइस में कस्टमर को जो बेनिफिट्स हैं, प्लस उसमें आपके कंज्यूमर ऑफर्स में भी डिस्काउंट मिल रहा है उसमें। और हमने मारुति ने इस मंथ भी अभी अप टू 6 तक कस्टमर के लिए बुकिंग बोनेंजा भी
ये गाड़ी, दिस इज अनदर हॉट सेलिंग कार, तो इस पे कितना रेट का फर्क आया?
इसमें रेट का ऑलमोस्ट ये 7,10,000 तक की आपको ऑन रोड प्राइस इसमें।
पहले कितनी थी?
इसमें पहले ये कॉस्ट आप ऑलमोस्ट आपका लेके चलिए आप 70 to 80,000 का, मतलब इसमें भी
चेंज आया है। सबसे छोटी कार जो आपकी है, आई एज्यूम दैट ये एक आल्टो K10 और दूसरा एस्प्रेसो है, इन गाड़ियों में कितना बदलाव है?
ऑलमोस्ट 1,77,000 का।
इन गाड़ियों में सबसे ज्यादा है?
यस, एस्प्रेसो में तो सबसे चीपेस्ट कार होगी मारुति की एस्प्रेसो।
अच्छा,
चीपर देन ऑल्टो।
अच्छा, इतनी सस्ती?
यस।
और एक चीज और जानना चाहूंगा, 22 तारीख को ये इम्प्लीमेंट हुआ था, अभी तक कितनी गाड़ियां आप लोग बेच चुके हैं और क्या टारगेट लग रहा है, और कितना सरप्राइज है आपके लिए भी ये चीजें होना?
हाँ, इट्स अ वेरी सरप्राइजिंग फॉर अस, क्योंकि लास्ट मंथ हमने आफ्टर 22nd जब जीएसटी रिजीम हुआ है, वी सेल 200 नंबर्स ऑफ कार्स फॉर द लास्ट मंथ। एंड जिस हिसाब से बुकिंग का फ्लो चल रहा है दिस मंथ का भी, वी आर अज्यूमिंग दैट वी गोना टच 300 नंबर्स, more than 300 numbers.
It means 50% more than last month.
Yes, the previous one, because उसमें कस्टमर के पास हमें जो 22nd के बाद रिजीम हुआ है, तो वी डोंट हैव दैट मच एम्पल टाइम कि हमारी जो बुकिंग्स थी वो कन्वर्ट हो पाती, क्योंकि बुकिंग्स का फ्लो बहुत ज़्यादा था। प्लांट में भी थोड़ा सा जो मॉडल्स हैं वो थोड़ा सा अभी आहिस्ता अवेलेबिलिटी का थोड़ा सा था, तो अभी इस मंथ तो अवेलेबिलिटी।
अभी कितनी गाड़ियाँ आपने 22 से लेकर अभी तक सेल की हैं?
More than 270.
सिर्फ 22 से लेकर आज?
Yes.
So you can see that this is basically surprising thing, because what has happened in the past that almost every 6 months what we have seen that rate increase in the automobile, in the vehicles, that happens. But after GST cut, you can see that even after Sunday, the customers are sitting in the showrooms, they are inquiring about the vehicle. And this is the major change. This is the thing which has happened, and definitely it is something which basically has surprised the people and convinced the people, those who wanted to buy their favorite car, to move to the dealership. And that's why this is the reason that for only last few days, from 22nd to till today. This dealership, which is a new dealership, as compared to the previous month, they have sold double number of cars. Ajay Jandial, NewsX, Jammu.
Well, we are at the Connaught Place at the Tata showroom, and behind me you can see this beauty. This is the very Nexo, Tata Nexo, that is behind me, and it looks extremely gorgeous. Now the reason why we are here, the fact that after the GST reforms, things have become much better. The people have started coming, they've started inquiring, they've started buying, and that is a big boon for the people itself. The Prime Minister also spoke and addressed the people, saying that it's a big bonanza, it is a double bonanza for the people, and not just the people itself, but the entire automobile industry are booming with happiness itself. They've been saying that they have seen massive growth during the COVID levels, during the COVID situation. The levels, the bookings were somewhere down the line halted, but now after the GST reforms, where there have been now two slabs, that is 5% and 18%, and the cars ranging from 1000cc to 1200cc are witnessing massive decline in the prices itself. We'll just show you the prices, and they've been put out by the Tata Motors, and they've even mentioned, they've even thanked the Prime Minister itself. What you see is there are many such historic festivities and the prices itself. Now, if you talk about Tiago, the old prices were 8,84,999, new prices 8,09,690. The difference is 75,000. Tigor, the difference is 81,300. Punch is 86,600. Altroz, that you see at that there itself, Altroz is 1,11,910 differences. Nexon, that is here, is seeing a massive discount of 1,54,700 itself. Now the Curve itself is also seeing 65,200, and another one being the Harrier, which is seeing 1,44,110, and the Safari as well is seeing a major decline in the price with 1,48,210. And with the festive season, be it now the Dashera has gone, Diwali is coming, then you have the Navratra season has gone, you have Christmas, you have New Year, you have Dhanteras. So people will be coming and people will be buying a lot of things itself, and people will be seeing a major demand, major push in terms of all the happenings that they will be seeing at many automobile industries, and this is going to be a major benefit for the people itself. And we'll also be talking to the people here itself. We'll be talking to the person concerned for this very store itself. Ma'am, पहले तो आपका नाम बता दीजिए.
गुंजन.
गुंजन जी, जीएसटी के बाद रिफॉर्म्स के बाद कितना चीज़ें बेहतर हुआ है, कितना जो पब्लिक है, जो कंज्यूमर्स है, उनके लिए कितना बेनिफिट हुआ है?
बहुत बेनिफिट हुआ है. ये सबसे अच्छी बात तो है कि मोदी जी ने जो गिफ्ट दिया है नवरात्रा में और दिवाली में, तो इससे क्या हुआ है कि पहली बात तो हमारी सबसे अच्छी बात है कि कस्टमर बहुत ज़्यादा खुश हो गए थे. उन्होंने डिलीवरीज़ को भी पोस्टपोन दिवाली तक लिया, 22 सितंबर तक के लिए पोस्टपोन कर दिया था, और उसके बाद ही काफ़ी ह्यूज डिलीवरीज़ में, बुकिंग्स में इंक्रीजमेंट हुई है.
और जैसे अगर इंक्वायरीज़ या डिलीवरीज़ की बात करें, इंक्वायरीज़ काफ़ी ज़्यादा मिल रही है, कितनी इंक्वायरीज़ हो रही है, कितना बेहतर हुआ है, कितनी डिलीवरीज़ आ रही है अभी ऑन अ डेली बेसिस?
इंक्वायरी भी अच्छी काफ़ी हो रही है. इससे क्या होता है कि जैसे कस्टमर सोच रहे हैं कि हमें जहाँ पे पहले गाड़ी आपको 9,29,00,000 में मिल रही थी, टाटा जैसी टाटा नेक्सॉन है हमारी इंडिया की जो सबसे सेफेस्ट कार मानी जाती है, वो अब आपको 8,53 में मिल रही है. तो हर कस्टमर टाटा की तरफ नहीं, सभी ब्रांड्स की तरफ जा रहा है. बट जिस तरह 5 स्टार रेटिंग की गाड़ियाँ महंगी जो हो रही थी 1200 और जो 1200 और 1500 सीसी की गाड़ियों पे, तो कस्टमर इंक्वायरीज़ भी कर रहे हैं, डिलीवरी भी कर रहे हैं, और इस स्कीम से जो भी जीएसटी रिवाइज हुआ है उससे काफ़ी हैप्पी भी.
और कंज्यूमर का फीडबैक क्या हो रहा है? मतलब जब जैसे अगर कस्टमर कोई गाड़ी आपसे लेती है, डिलीवरी होती है, उसके बाद कस्टमर्स का फीडबैक क्या रहता है? क्या बोल रहे हैं कस्टमर आके आप लोगों को, कि कितना बेनिफिट उन लोगों के लिए हुआ?
कस्टमर हैप्पी तो है ही, उनकी पॉकेट काफ़ी अच्छा खासा उनको बेनिफिट हुआ है. 46,000 से लेकर 1.5 लाख तक का बेनिफिट हुआ है. तो कस्टमर हैप्पी हैं, फीडबैक अच्छा आ रहा है. अब सोच रहे हैं कि वो नवंबर में ही गाड़ी को जल्दी से लें, क्या पता मोदी जी कब अपना गिफ्ट वापस भी ले लें. तो वो यही सोच रहे हैं कि जितना जल्दी हो सके.
मेरे को एक और चीज़ पूछना था, जैसे अगर लोन का क्या आप लोग करते हो, ईएमआई का क्या ऑप्शंस रहता है? आप लोग ईएमआई भी प्रोवाइड करो, वहाँ भी प्राइसेस काफ़ी ड्रॉप हुई है, तो उसमें भी लोगों को काफ़ी बेहतर हो।
बिल्कुल, जहाँ पे पहले 8.70 चलता था, वहाँ पर अब आपका जो रेट इंटरेस्ट ऑफ रेट है वो 7.70 स्टार्ट हो गया है गवर्नमेंट्स में भी, प्राइवेट में भी जहाँ पर 9.35 समथिंग था वहाँ पे 9.2 या 9.1, बट अकॉर्डिंग योर सिविल के ऊपर है, जीएसटी रिवाइज हुआ है बैंकर्स पे भी, बैंक का एक अच्छा वो फ़र्क पड़ा है।
और एक लास्ट सवाल मेरा ये रहेगा, ये पीछे टाटा नेक्सॉन है, इसमें ये भी एक हाई एंड मॉडल है, काफ़ी आप बता रहे थे सेफेस्ट कार भी है इंडिया की, तो मेरा यही सवाल होगा, टाटा नेक्सॉन की बात करें, इसमें कितना प्राइस डिफरेंस लोगों को देखने को मिला?
सबसे पहले मैंने यही बताया कि अपनी इंडिया सेफेस्ट कार है टाटा, जो आपको पहले 929 से शुरू होती थी, अब कस्टमर्स को जो है 853 में यानी कि 8,53 में इसको अपना बना सकते हैं ईजिली। तो इसमें काफ़ी 72,000 से लेकर और टॉप मॉडल तक देखा जाए तो 1.5 लाख तक का फ़र्क पड़ा है। तो जो कस्टमर मतलब अलॉय व्हील्स लेना चाहते थे, जैसे क्रिएटिव था 360 सराउंडिंग कैमरा था, जो आपकी गाड़ी 14 से 15 लाख के बीच में आती थी, वो अब 13 से 13 लाख की हो गई है। तो आप 1280 में आप अपनी इस गाड़ी को 360 सराउंडिंग कैमरा के साथ अपना बना सकते हैं, 6 एयरबैग के साथ आपको 853 में गाड़ी मिल रही है। बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स है।
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया गुंजन जी हमसे बात करने के लिए। सो येस व्यूअर्स, व्हेन वी स्पोक टू द कंसर्न अथॉरिटी ऑल्सो from this showroom, they've also clearly stated that how beneficial it is for the people itself and how they've been rejoicing the GST push that has been introduced by the Prime Minister himself, and he clearly said that yes, the festive season has started and these reforms will be making a major change in the influx of the people that will be coming. They will be buying, they will be inquiring, and this is what is happening. The automobiles industry is seeing a major boom in markets, and that is how the people have been rejoicing after the GST reforms that have been introduced by the Prime Minister himself. This is me, Brian Anthony Thomas, signing out. Camera person Ankush for NewsX, Delhi.
Festival is round the corner and festival bonanza offers also is round the corner, and of course apart from that GST effects, GST 2.0 has really affected the market positively. We are at a showroom. I am going to talk to the owner of the showroom and find out like what is the footfall of the customer, what is the response for the GST. सर सबसे पहले तो आपका नाम जानना चाहेंगे।
जी मेरा नाम मोहम्मद सादिक जाफर शेख है।
मुझे ये बताइए सादिक जी कि ये जो GST 2.0 आया है उससे कितना फर्क पड़ा है मार्केट पर?
कस्टमर का डिफरेंस तो पड़ा, जैसे जब से स्लैब ड्रॉप हुआ है कि कस्टमर रनिंग हुए है, कि कस्टमर कंटिन्यू आ रहे हैं, स्लैब पूछे जा रहे हैं, मतलब क्या प्राइस ड्रॉप हुआ है, क्या रेंज हुआ है। जैसे कि अभी पहले फ्रिज आपको जो आती थी 22,000 में आपको रेंज था, ये डिस्काउंट होकर आपको अभी 18,000 में हमारे उधर सेल हो रहा है। ये GST ड्रॉप होने पे आपको फर्क पड़ा है। अभी जैसे कि LED 43 इंच अब आप जो भी लेते हो तो 28% उनका था, वो भी ड्रॉप होके 80% पे आ गया है। तो अभी बहुत फर्क पड़ा है मार्केट में, और कस्टमर रनिंग भी बहुत ज्यादा हुआ है अभी, वही सब चीज।
कस्टमर्स में जो 4 स्लैब को लेके कंफ्यूजन था, आज आपको लगता है देखकर कि वो थोड़े से क्लैरिटी के साथ में आते हैं?
थोड़ा क्लैरिटी के साथ तो अभी वो चल रहे कस्टमर, क्योंकि जो इससे पहले जब GST था तो इतने कस्टमर हमारे उधर रनिंग नहीं हो रहे थे। जब से GST ड्रॉप हुआ है कस्टमर के रनिंग होते जा रहे हैं अभी, और कंटिन्यू इंशाल्लाह। और अभी हमारे ऑफर्स भी आने वाले, बहुत सी चीजें आने वाली है, अभी दिवाली ऑफर, अभी सब बहुत सी चीजें चलने वाली है।
कितना जो फुटफॉल है वो कितना बढ़ा है? जैसे पहले अगर नॉर्मल कस्टमर्स जो लेकर जाते थे तो 10% ले जाते थे, आज 20% हुआ, ऐसे कुछ?
जैसे कि पहले जो 10% था वो मैक्स टू मैक्स 25% तक पहुंच चुका है कस्टमर रनिंग, ऐसा हो चुका है।
तो कस्टमर्स जो है वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा कौन सा ऐसा सामान है जो लेके जा रहे हैं, जैसे जिसमें 28 से 18%
जो रेंज में आता है वो अबाव आपका जो डबल डोर फ्रिज होते हैं वो आते हैं, LEDs आते हैं जो 43 अबाव होते हैं, वो सब रेंज में आते हैं। अभी मोस्टली हमारा जो रनिंग है वो हमारा LG का है, और जो रेफ्रिजरेटर जाता है डबल डोर में।
आप जो ये GST आया है उससे आप काफी मार्केट में फर्क देख रहे हैं, और जब कस्टमर जाने लगता है वो भी खुश होके जा रहे हैं?
जी, कस्टमर तो खुश होके जा रहे हैं, क्योंकि रेंज वैसे आता है तो फिर कस्टमर को अच्छा भी लगता है वो चीज पे।
So the store owners are happy that customers are coming here and the footfall has increased and customers are returning home with the happy faces. Let's find out if there are any customers. Sir, आप क्या खरीदने आए हैं यहाँ पर?
मैं मैम वॉशिंग मशीन देखने के लिए आया था, क्या प्राइस में, क्योंकि अभी GST ड्रॉप होने की वजह से जो है थोड़ा मार्केट में बहुत वो पड़ा हुआ है, तो हमने कहा कि जरा देख लें क्या प्राइस में आ रहे हैं अभी, जो अभी के प्राइस में चल रहे हैं।
तो जिस तरह से आप देख रहे हैं कि जीएसटी से जो मार्केट जो पैसे हैं वो कम हो गए हैं, तो इसका इंतजार कर रहे थे आप, और फेस्टिवल जो ऑफर आता है उसका इंतजार करते हैं?
नहीं, जीएसटी का तो वैसा इंतजार कर ही रहे थे कि मालूम पड़ा था कि जीएसटी ड्रॉप हुआ है 18% जो आपको हमारे को मिल रहा है, तो अच्छी बात है। तो उसमें राहत तो है, ऐसा नहीं है कि जीएसटी तो पहले लगना ही नहीं चाहिए, मगर लगा है तो इस पे क्या अपने को राहत है, थोड़ा मिलना है, तो जाहिर सी बात है कि कुछ तो कुछ लेके जाएंगे यहाँ से, और उससे बहुत इफेक्ट पड़ा है पब्लिक को भी।
आपकी जेब पर कितना इफेक्ट पड़ा है?
बहुत इफेक्ट पड़ा है मैम, थोड़ा तो पड़ा ही है, बहुत तो नहीं कह सकते मगर थोड़ा पड़ा है, ये तो मान लीजिए।
तो जो आप सामान जो आप पहले खरीद के आपकी जो बचत हो जाती थी, आज जो है वो बचत बढ़ गई है?
कुछ तो बढ़ी है, और इस मंथ में तो भी हुआ है, अब ये कह नहीं सकते। अब जब हमारी सैलरी मंथ में आएगी तो उसमें मालूम पड़ेगा मैम कि क्या बजट हो रही है बस, ऐसा।
पर आप खुश हैं?
हाँ, खुश तो हैं मैम, जब इतना तो कम हुआ है तो खुश तो रहेंगे ही। अगर पूरा ही खत्म हो जावे जीएसटी तो और खुश हो जाएगी पब्लिक।
So yes, talking about GST, people are definitely happy, and it is definitely affected on their pockets, on their savings. So apart from that, 4 slabs, now it has come into 2 slabs. That is also a beneficial point to see for the customers, because there are now a lot of clarity in the GST, and apart from that GST, the festive offers also giving the bonanza offers also giving customers a big relief. With camera person Sanjay Barod, Unaiza Gadia for NewsX Mumbai.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.